Yewo Farm CEOs, welcome back. So the other time I was talking about, ways in which you can avoid really complaining about some of your extra employees leaving your farm. If you haven't seen that video, please go and check it out. Now, I was simply alluding to the fact that some of us, we have a situation where when you have very good employees on your farm as a farm CEO, is that you don't want them to go. At the back of your mind, you've designed things in such a way that they should never leave your farm. But that is not how you work. Think about yourself, the time when you are growing your own career at the workplace where you work, whether you are an accountant or you are into ICT or you are a medical doctor or any other of these qualifications that you have or careers that you are in, is that initially what you started out as was at a junior level, maybe started out at a very small organization, and from that organization what you thought of was that this is my entry level position. I'm going to learn and give my level best. As I learn the new things that I'll get, if I do get another opportunity to go somewhere else, I will do so. And what usually would trigger you to be able to go somewhere else? Sometimes it is the pay, which could be higher, or it could be that you feel like there's going to be better responsibilities on the other side, and maybe just sometimes it is just the environment where you are that you would like to be somewhere else. For example, we had someone who were recruiting at one particular point in time who has lived most of his time in the rural areas and wasn't as comfortable going back to those places. He was looking for a place which was a little bit more modern. So we had to factor that into the equation. So it's things like that that make people choose and decide, whether they're going to stay at a particular job or not. And in that matter, you as a farm owner, your responsibility is not to take a hold on these people and not allow them. If you find them on a job site, you are really just cringing. Where does this person want to go? Well, your responsibility as a farm owner is just to create the best environment for them to work at their position on your farm. Don't overdo it so that you end up, wasting yourself. Then also, don't be casual about it. Make sure that they're getting paid right for what you are getting out of it as a business, but as well as also make sure that you as well are getting the best outcome from this person. Now, when it's time for them to go, let them go. So what is it that actually holds us from actually releasing these people comfortably? It is that person was a custodian of how everything worked well. So for some of us, we either lose them through death or you lose them through them departing to go and work somewhere else. What you should have done is that while they were there, you should have built what are called SOPs. SOPs are standard operating procedures. We have made them easy, because of the team that I've always had, is that we refer to them as steps of doing things. Still the same thing, steps of doing things. So you literally just document every single activity and how you do it. For example, if you are someone that actually has pigs, or you have broiler chickens, whatever it is, what you want to do is that you want to indicate what are some of the key highlights or key activities that happen with this animal or with that crop. Is that there's a component of feeding them, component of making sure that they drink water, times of vaccinations, deworming, and things like that. Is that then what you do is that you list all those down, and then you begin to indicate exactly what happens and how you do it. I mean, some of you as farm CEOs, you've done these things before for quite a long time. So why are you leaving it to chance when people come on your farm? You expect them to do it their own way, but then you get angry when they don't do it the way you want them to do it. So can you change this? Can you now make sure that as someone joins your farm, they should find things written down. Or at least if they're already at your farm, can you begin writing them down with them? Work with them. If they don't know how to write as much, but you see there's somewhere where they do things so well, what you want to do is follow them behind, ask them how they do things. An example is, I worked with an amazing person at one point in time in my team. And one of the things we did was, I noticed how well this young man was making sure he would actually do, for the store that we were running, he would actually order feed, starter, grower, finisher, for us to sell out to our clients. And on a monthly basis, because he had done it before where he was coming from for a big organization. So when he was coming to our business, we were much smaller, but we needed that same level of assistance. So when he came through, he would easily do it. Simply call the supplier, tell them, I need this much of starter, this much of grower, and this much of finisher, and sometimes we'd also get a pig grower. Now, I was wondering, baffled, how is this young man doing this? So we had a conversation over it, and I said, look, I know that there'll be a point in time where you need to grow. Either you may be here for the longest time, or maybe you may want to go out somewhere else and find better opportunities. So in the meantime, we need to document your knowledge, the understanding that you have concerning this process. Because right now it looks more like magic, that you're just deciding, we'll get this amount, we'll get that amount, we'll get that amount. I don't need that when you have gone. I don't need to go back to start figuring out how that looks like. So what we did is that we got an Excel sheet, and in that Excel sheet, we then factored all the values, and then I used some formulas to actually decide from what was remaining in the warehouse to what he is suggesting we should get or what is missing, and then to tell me how much we should get. So now what I would do now is that every time he's about to reorder, I would actually do a suggestion. I would ask him to say, can you indicate how much you want to get? And then he tells me, and then I would ask what is remaining in the warehouse, and I would enter it into the Excel sheet, punch it, and I would look at the answer there. If it collides or it coincides, with exactly what he's talking about, then I know that we are actually on the right track. And surely, this young man, amazing as he was, after a year or so, felt like moving on. And guess what? I wasn't crying about it. I was celebrating him. I actually released him with joy. And until today, we are very good buddies. And I'm pretty sure you'll even be watching this. And I'm not ashamed to say that, because our relationship is good, and I appreciated the effort that he placed in the organization, and I was releasing him, and wherever he goes, we communicate. I always continue to encourage him to do what he needs to do and grow in it. In the same manner is how you need to have it with your team members that come to your farm. The only reason why you are bent on the fact that they must not go anywhere is because you have not built the standard operating procedures, the steps of doing things that people must follow. Is then therefore that you are dependent on that individual. Therefore, you feel like if they depart, if they go, I have put too much into this guy. Don't just put too much into the person. Put too much into the system and get the people to work on the system. That is how you keep a long-lasting organization running, even when people are coming and going, because people have to grow. People feel like growing somewhere else, and you can't force them to stay with you. I wish you the best, and please, if you are saying, I would really love to, learn how to write or create these SOPs, first of all, we have a masterclass that is coming at the end of this month. Check in the charts or in the caption, you'll find the date for that. But besides that, also just type in the comment section, just comment the word SOP, and I would send you a simple way of getting it done, and then you can pick it up, a simple template that is free for you to use. So wishing you the best as you put that down for your farm. Thank you.